welcome to the Jeakle and Caine show. And today we're going to talk about gun-free zones. And now, Caine, what do you see in these gun-free zones?
Well, I see that they're completely useless. You might as well try to make America a sad-free zone. When you say gun-free zone, mass murderer or mass shooter, what have you, is not going to walk up and see the sign gun-free zone and go like, oh, damn, it's gun-free. I guess I can't shoot anybody today. He's not going to turn around and walk out. What a gun-free zone what gun-free zones makes is a huge target. They just say, hey, by the way, nobody here has any way to kill you, so you might as well go in there and start shooting people up. Apparently, even crazy people prefer gun-free zones. Like, for example, that Korean guy who shot up 30-odd people in Virginia a few years back. Whatnot, he chose the place because it was a gun-free zone. I mean, everybody agreed that he was completely insane, but there was nobody to stop him because it's a gun-free zone, except for his gun, which is apparently not a gun-free zone.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, gun-free zones ain't gonna stop anybody from going up in there with a gun. I mean,
oh no.
Like, who is it to say, like that sign is gonna stop any? Who is it to say that anything is going to stop anybody from carrying a gun in any place at any time at any personal right? I mean, yeah, we have laws, okay, but what is it to say that that guy ain't going to shoot himself, not going to be able to see justice for the people? I mean, that guy could just go up in there and blast 9 people away up in a bank, a post office, a school, a grocery store, anything of that sort, and not be like, oh, at the end I got 1 bullet left, kapow.
Post office is a good point. I mean, what's the term? Going postal.
Yeah.
That term came from
shooting
crazy
post
people.
Office.
Yeah, crazy people going to the post office because they're crazy. And post office was the original gun-free zone, so they shot it up because that was going postal.
Yeah.
They killed people who were unarmed.
And I believe, we should have at least a cop of that county or that state. Anybody that has the right to bear authority to anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, like in my school back in Florida, we had an officer in that school at all times.
Yeah.
Just for the local reason, well, it's Florida and it's a southern state, and well, we know that, we don't care if somebody comes up in our school and says, hey, I got a weapon. Well, guess what? Kapow. If you draw that weapon, we're going to draw you.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, in Northern Virginia, where I lived, we had a security officer, but he was probably about as useful as the officer in that, remember that school shooting from a couple weeks ago in Omaha, Nebraska?
Yeah.
I heard reports that the security guard was taking cover behind a desk because he did not have a gun.
Yeah.
They could do nothing because it was a gun-free zone. Liberals, you act like there is a way to solve things, all crime, by saying there should never be any guns. And in some respect, you liberals, you can say, oh yay, there's no guns. And yes, I suppose that would solve crime. But in real life, criminals will get guns whether you say that you're not allowed to or not. Criminals who are trying to rob you, or better yet, trying to kill you, are not going to change their minds from whether or not they're allowed to get guns. Gun laws do not affect them.
Yeah.
They will get guns no matter what. All gun control laws do is affect what the law-abiding citizen can carry. And I believe, as I told you before, Thomas Sowell and John Locke have made studies on the effects of gun control laws in the states. And the states that allow concealed carry permits have 60% less violent crime involving guns. And the mass shootings, multiple shootings that happen in schools and such, have 80% less injuries and fatalities. Like in Pennsylvania, Pearl, Pennsylvania, a couple students heard gunfire because a student went crazy and started shooting people up. And they stopped the student. They went up to him, and as soon as that student who was shooting people up saw the guns, he raised up his hands and surrendered. Just like that. I mean, it wasn't anything violent. It wasn't anything, nonsensical. It wasn't anything that was bad for it wasn't anything bothering him. It wasn't anything for publicity. It was just he saw guns and he just gave it up just like that.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing, that you can't always control the law. There's always going to be people breaking the law, and especially with gun-free zones, that, if a person wants a gun up in there, they're going to bring a gun. They're going to bring it up. Yeah. They're always going to bring something just because, well, they want to.
The only thing gun control laws control is the guns of law-abiding citizens.
Yeah.
And let me put it in right now that gun control should not ever be considered to be about personal safety. That's not the point. The Second Amendment of the Constitution is not about being allowed to defend yourself from criminals. The entire purpose, as John Adams stated, was to defend yourself from government. I mean, that's why we won the Revolutionary War, the American Revolution, was because everybody and their mother owned a gun.
Yeah.
The Second Amendment is about defending yourself from the government, not about other citizens or criminals or what have you. The point is to defend yourself from the government. So really, even liberal professors nowadays are saying, we should be allowed to carry, bazookas or drive M1 Abrams tanks.
Yeah.
Or not, and even liberals now are just saying we should amend the Constitution to say something else.
Yeah.
But it's about being able to defend yourself from the government. So the idea that, we're not allowed to own assault weapons, which, as far as I can tell, mean, semi-automatic rifles that look scary to liberals.
Yeah.
That's just silly.
Yeah.
Or whatnot. We should be able to own these things. We should be able to own bazookas or nukes or what have you. I don't think every American should own a nuke. I'm just saying we should be able to defend ourselves from the government, and that's the point of the Second Amendment, not self-protection.
But on other hands, to get to the end of this whole conversation, to wrap things up, next week we're going to have a gaming episode on the latest games and the hottest games for PS3, Xbox 360, because the Wii just sucks, so I'm not even going to include the Wii.
Wii is not a gaming system, it's an entertainment system.
It is, very much so. So next week we're going to add the PS3 and Xbox 360. We're going to present to you Bulletstorm, Mass Effect 2 for the PS3, which just came out recently, and Mass Effect 2. So stay tuned from that. Thumbs up the video, comments below, and subscribe to my channel. We're the only place where you can get our channel. The only place where you can get the most political news and the most gaming information available to you. Subscribe to my channel, and y'all have a good day. Peace out.